Welcome, Tribe, to Wellness Wednesday, a live series on everyday healing. Come on in. Let me know how you feeling today. Is it a good day? Let me know. How you guys doing? Last week, we talked about mental health checks, what that means, how do we do it. Our expert, Alicia Pugh, gave us a lot of good advice. So if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. Tonight, we're talking mental and spiritual alignment. And I'm CEO Char. Our guest tonight is Tyler Riley. She is a mindset and lifestyle coach. Come on in. I'm excited. I hope you're excited for our talk tonight. Let me know. Alicia says she's kind of tired, but I'm making it. That's the truth. I'm feeling kind of tired today too, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. We made it. First of all, we woke up this morning. Secondly, we're halfway through the week, so I'm glad. I'm happy to see you. And yes, let's do this. So we're going to welcome in Tyler. She is our mindset and lifestyle coach. Hey, Tyler.
Hello. I was actually just typing back saying that I was feeling tired too, because I was talking about feeling tired, and I'm like, me too, but I'm here.
Right, let's be honest. We are a little tired, but we're making it. We're pushing through. We can do this. We can do it.
Yes, we can. How you feeling? Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy to see your face.
Yes, it's been a while. A while. I'm grateful.
Yes. So can you start by just letting us know about who you are and what you do?
Yes, so my name is Tyler. I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. That's my home forever. Really, like my whole life, I've been what is called a light worker. So I just knew from day one that my task is to really just bring peace to this world, in one way or another. And I always have known I'm some sort of creative. I just didn't know what lane that was. So I started with when I went to Mizzou, I was, majoring in journalism and got into advertising and writing and things like that. But I've been a writer my whole life, specifically just, interested in the power of words, the way that they connect people, not only to others, but like to ourselves. So,
absolutely.
Recently, 2020, I decided to change my platform names to Ty the Wordsmith, and it just really made sense, because I'm always like, particular with my words, not only in how I speak over myself, but how I speak over, every situation. And, I basically train people to do the same thing, to be really intentional with their words. And so that's where Ty the Wordsmith came from. And so I'm here.
I love it. Thank you for being here again. Our expert tonight is Tyler Riley. She is a mindset and lifestyle coach. If you have questions for her throughout the night, drop them in the chat and she'll answer them in real time for you. Be sure to follow Tribe Tribute on all social platforms and hashtag Tribe Tribute, Tribe Wellness, and Wellness Wednesday when talking about your Wellness Wednesday experience. So you ready, Tyler? You ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Okay. So first things first. What is alignment? How do we get in line with who we are, who our best selves are? What does that feel like? What is that process like?
Wow. Okay, so we starting off great. we starting off great. So I guess if I would define alignment, it's really just literally being in line with your path, being on or being in balance maybe with, your path and just kind of where you're at in that current state of your life as well. How to get aligned, it depends on the person, but you really just have to kind of pay attention to your surroundings. What is influencing you? What are you allowing, to serve as your inputs? What are you holding on to throughout the days? Just being really mindful of that, because that'll help you feel more balanced. That'll help you feel more present. Just being mindful about the things that you take in. But as far as how to get aligned, just paying attention to those things. What feels right, what feels wrong, and really giving yourself the space to like accept that, right? Like if something does feel wrong, like sometimes there's a process with accepting that. But so that's why I say it kind of varies per person, because getting in alignment could be super easy for somebody who isn't worried about missing out on certain things, or the thinking that they're going to miss out on certain things. But it could be a little more difficult for someone who's not used to letting go or just open to their journey and, you know, things like that.
Right. And so what is that process like for somebody who is in that constant struggle every day, whether that's in their head or with the outside world? How do we navigate through that to get there?
So, I mean, just speaking from my personal experience, I mean, that's why I do this work, is because, you know, I felt those really, really tumultuous moments where I'm out of alignment, where I'm doing things that are not in line with what my spirit needs and what my spirit wants to achieve here. And so, you know, being out of alignment can show up in many ways. It can show up as like bodily stress, like physical stress. It can show up as, you know, intrusive thoughts, which I particularly struggle with still from time to time. It can show up in your diet, you know, and habits like that, you know. So like, that's why it's really important to pay attention to kind of holistic wellness. Like, how are you doing overall, you know? And that's not to say that things were perfect. I actually just was listening to a podcast earlier today, and it was like, you know, that balance that everybody's searching for, you know, it's not just found. You have to create it. You have to make that. You have to create that based on, you know, where you're trying to go and where you are now. But I think the most important thing is like the discipline to be still and like pay attention to what it is that has you feeling off and what it is that has you feeling well, and leaning into those things properly.
I love that. And so to add to that, you talked about being mindful and really paying attention to every part of yourself. Yeah. And so to get there, I kind of feel like manifestation and the manifestation process ties into that. So can you elaborate on how manifestation, prayer, meditation, all those things can help us become more aligned in our day-to-day lives?
Yes, wow. So it's funny because I'm actually doing a whole course about all of this. So I'm gonna have to tell y'all about that. I'm have to let y'all know about that. But really, like, and personally, I've always been a big dreamer. You know, I think everything has a mystical element. I have been very connected to nature and spirit from day one. Okay, so very, very spiritual. But essentially, like, when you pay attention to the things that it's really about, again, it sounds cliche, but it's about being still and really understanding what it is that you want in your life, right? And then when you are more mindful, you start to see what is out of alignment with that vision. You know, say for instance, you know, I have this goal of mine, but I keep doing things that just block that goal from happening. If my goal is to make a certain amount of money, but I literally keep spending a certain amount of money, like a large amount of money on something I know I don't need, that's me getting in my way. And that's a very obvious example, but there are many ways that we get on our own way. Sometimes it's not our own fault. Sometimes there are trauma blockages and, you know, things like that. But just being more mindful, you can start to understand what it is that you need to keep in your life and what you need to kind of work on or move around or really delete from your life to, you know, create that full vision. And then, excuse me, meditation is two things for me specifically. It is communication with God, like that through meditation. I do prayer as well, but meditation allows me to, I feel like prayer is me, you know, talking to God, and then meditation is more so me allowing God to give to me and teach me and send me a message, you know. And it's also a way to calm the mind. You know, our minds are going to move, you know, thoughts are going to happen. That's what it's supposed to do. But when you're more mindful, you get to kind of take that intentional time to observe the thoughts that are serving you. So if you have a manifestation out there, but you keep choosing those thoughts, you keep choosing to give power to the thoughts that are like, oh no, I can't do this, you know, or it's going to be too hard, I don't have what it takes. Like, that's what you're going to manifest. And that's why I'm so particular about speaking in a particular way over your life. But it's just, there are so many different like pieces to it, you know, like manifestation. I feel like mainstream manifestation is put out here as just like, okay, I want this thing, boom, I'm gonna snap my fingers and it's there. And it's like, no, like it's a lot of work. There's a lot of work, and it's not just active work, you know, like if I want to be, you know, an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur, but I have these certain goals for myself. But if I like if there are certain physical blockages, such as, I don't have enough money, things like that, I can work towards those. But then there's also blockages that are not as obvious. Like I said, those intrusive thoughts that if you don't take the time to pause and get rid of them, you might end up giving them a little too much power. So there are so many different ways of kind of pausing and managing. You can do it through meditation, but you can also do it through journaling. I like to do a lot of audio journaling. For some reason, just physically saying something kind of releases it for me. Movement is really, really special to me, whether it's just like free flowing dance, yoga, a workout, a nature walk. I really love being in nature. That's a great way to just like move energy through your body and allow like emotions to move through without becoming stagnant. So there are different methods of just kind of, slowing down. At least that's the first step. You got to slow down. You got to slow down.
Thank you for that. And try, if you have questions for Tyler throughout the night, drop them in the chat. If you want to submit questions anonymously before the show, you can do so by filling out the form in our bio. We do have a question from our tribe member. They ask, how do we get out of our own way? And what is the solution? Like, how do we trick our minds to be that best version of ourselves, to or at least start moving toward that version of ourselves?
It definitely is a practice. I think a lot of times we, if we're at the step where we know that we're in our own way, that's already, an amazing accomplishment. Some people are not even taking the initial pause to realize how they're in their own way. So that's already a great step. But it's going to take a lot of practice and grace. Like you have to, because as you do your healing journey, as you work towards your goals, there are going to be certain things that come up that you might not want to accept about yourself, about your upbringing, so it just takes a lot of grace and mindfulness practices. Like I said, that journaling, having people to talk to, who are in a similar, space in their life is really important. Vulnerability is such a superpower. It is such a magical thing, to be able to connect with people about similar, circumstances. So, but yeah, so about the course is called Mind Your Magic, and it's all about turning your pain into power. It's all about doing, some real inner child healing, because like personally in my life right now, as like I said, I'm going for these goals and things, but I'm noticing just certain thought patterns that I've had that have come up that have they're not blocking me all the way, because I'm able to like notice them. But I know that there are many people who, have these thoughts and they cling to them. They allow certain moments on their path to discourage them and define them. And it's like, we got to release that. And then, the inner child portion is like, a lot of us are still holding on to trauma from things we were made fun of for back in the day, or, just whether it's a parental attachment type of thing. And getting out of your own way, like I said, it takes some tools, it takes some practice, it takes community. And so this course is a 4-week group program, virtual, because, of everything going on in the world. We've been going through a crisis for a while.
That's another layer to it all. Another layer.
We've been going through some crises for a while, but we blessed though. And so I just want us, while we have this time, to really connect and do the healing work, because everything that we want is very possible. It's more than possible.
Yes,
anything that we can see, you can't, it's very scientific, but like, you can't imagine something that's not possible. You can't even do that. So
that's a word.
Like, for real. Like, So any goals that you have, if you can envision it, and that's something that I have involved in the course too, is visualization meditations, because being able to see it, that means that it exists. It's just on a different plane. It's just on a different, at a different time stamp. You just got to meet that time stamp. You just got to keep going. So the course really pays attention to, being able to envision these goals and things, and being able to just not even, if it's not even like a concrete goal, like a job or, a particular place in life, it's still just, let's be free, let's get rid of this lack of self-esteem and not believing in what you're capable of, because you can do anything. And I believe that wholeheartedly. You know,
Amen. Yes.
so it's basically time to get rid of those blockages and mind your magic. That's what it's about. It's about mindset mastery. So I'm really excited. It starts on Monday, May 31st. So I am taking applicants through the 24th. I actually want to offer a exclusive discount to those who are here, 15% off actually, or I think it's actually 25. It's 25% off actually while I'm playing.
Okay, 25% off.
So I'm gonna drop the code there. You can just go to the link in my bio and go to tiethewordsmith.com/shop and grab your reservation card, because it's all via email. I promise I'm not gonna bug y'all, but it's good. It's good because it's really gonna give us the healing work that we need to do to manifest properly. You can't manifest without getting out of your own way. That's a thing that people don't really understand, you know.
So one more question from our tribe member. They asked, what are some techniques to increase motivation and to stay in it, to stay in the game?
Wow. You know, it's funny because I'm learning something about this right now. I would say more important than motivation are habits, is discipline, you know?
Yes.
Because you have to be able to keep moving even when the physical manifestation isn't there yet. You know, if there's a relationship that you want to improve, you know, if there's like a career change you're trying to do, when you don't see those results immediately, it's easy for us because of society, I feel like. But it's very easy for us to bash ourselves and to be like, what the heck, never mind. Maybe I made a mistake, or just to be really hard on ourselves. And it's like, we need to be free from that because that's stopping us from so much, you know, like that's really getting in the way. So I think it's just about starting to build the habits. You know, when you feel good, act on something, you know, start building those habits, make it a routine. You know, morning routines are really, really important, specifically to me. I like to, people be thinking I'm crazy because I do this at 24, but I wake up around 6 o'clock every morning. I go to bed pretty early, probably like 9 or 10 at night, every night. And people be like, what? But I'm like, I kid you not. Like, I work throughout the day, all day on stuff, but and I give myself breaks and things, but the morning time, like I have a sacred, like 3 hours, like from 6 to 9, I am just journaling, meditating, yoga, tea, breakfast, whatever it is that's going to set the tone for my day. I do that because it's like,
be intentional.
You have to set the tone for your day before the day sets the tone for you. You know what I'm saying? The world is chaotic enough, so you have to be good and ready to go into it. You have to be good and ready to go into it. So if not motivation, you know, at least establish some sort of routine, you know, and just know that you're worth it. You know, if you do need some motivation, know that you're worth it. Like anything that you're going after, anything that you desire, is because you love yourself. You want yourself to enjoy things. You want yourself to have a good life, and you deserve that. So the work might be hard, whatever it is, but it's worth it. And you're gifting yourself by doing the work. So think of it like that.
Yes, thank you for that. And so to wrap it up, I would like for you to give us a tribute to the tribe. And so what that is a piece of advice, a word of encouragement, something you live by that can just help us keep healing as we go forward.
Take your time. Take your time. Healing is not a linear process, and I feel like people just be throwing it around, but like really, it's not. You know, there are going to be moments where you're actually going deeper into your healing and you feel like you're failing. There are going to be moments where you're like, okay, I didn't want to learn all this about myself. What do I do with this information? But just give yourself time and give yourself acceptance. You know, the way that you accept other people and are so open to them and how they present themselves, do that for you. Really, really do that for you. And it's easier said than done. That's why you got to give yourself time, because, you know, I've been into this work for a long time. And I think just now in this moment, am I actually like, you know what? I'm about to love the heck out of myself. And I'm about to do it for real this time.
Yes.
And
I do feel like it's a different energy too, and we're starting to really tap into the hardest parts, the best parts, and make us whole. Like that's what makes us whole. And so I totally agree with you.
Yes. I'm here for it. Like everybody just grab, like reach for the stars. I promise you. I don't know how y'all feel about magic, but it exists. Okay. So
Yes.
and it happens when you have, you know, when you are mindful of your thoughts and your behaviors and your habits. So
Thank you, Tyler. How can we stay connected with you and pick up on the offer that you gave us, Community 25, for your upcoming course?
yes, so the course, it starts on the 31st. It'll be over, I think, June 27th. That's 4 full weeks. It comes with in-depth like video lessons about inner child healing and guidance. It comes with custom affirmation recordings, so you'll be able to kind of meditate to those based on each theme of each week. They also come with community calls, so, and journal prompts as well. But the community calls will be at the end of each week, and there'll be a way for us to kind of debrief and like share and just really get into the work that we're doing and make sure it's a comfortable space. Because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about safe spaces and embracing everything that we are. So other than that, I have a podcast. I have affirmation cards. Honestly, everything is on my website. So if y'all just want to check it out, you know what I'm saying, feel free. I appreciate it. Link in my bio. But and then Ty the Wordsmith on Twitter as well. So if y'all want to stay connected, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. Tribe, let's say thank you to our expert, Tyler Riley. We'll see y'all next week, Wellness Wednesday.
Thank you, Char'Nese.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.